And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. We are here despite some technical difficulties, of course, and definitely here to put the final cap on the week here. A great selection of shows. If you missed any, the Sports Guys Podcast.com, always archived there, and also at HighTideCountry.net, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, and of course out there at Honky Tonk, Texas, and at HighTideCountry.net. And I tell you what, she is here. We're plugged in, ready to roll. Can't wait to hear her talk about the new EP coming out here September 29th. It's called Rivers, and she's collaborating with one of our favorites here on the show, the guys from Love and Theft, Julia James, to the broadcast. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I learned a whole lot about technical things. So just want to thank you for
I am
the opportunity.
You guys, appreciate you you coming on. And again, our thanks to Taylor Sweeley for joining us this afternoon. Another fantastic Texas country artist out there. You guys need to go look up out there too. A song called Why Not, which is doing real well for her right now, getting pushed to radio. Well, tell me about this, because I love the guys. Everybody remembers that song Angel Eyes when it came out years ago, and I've had the guys here on the show from Love and Theft. We've had a great time, Steven, Eric. And how did this collaboration, because I know the industry is big now, becoming bigger on collaboration. How did you meet? And talk about this new EP coming out here in a couple of weeks, September 29th, called Rivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely kind of crazy. We actually, I think one of the first times that we all hung out and wrote together and such was we were both mutually a part of a organization called Hope Song based in Nashville. And Hope Song takes artists down to CHIPSA Hospital based in Tijuana, Mexico. And basically anybody who goes to CHIPSA there's a lot of stage 4 terminal illness. There's no hope for you is kind of what they're told. And then they go there and there's some amazing things that happen in that place. One of the things that they do is they bring artists in from Nashville and across the country to play for the patients during lunch. And it's just really cool. As you walk through, you'll see the walls are covered with like statements of faith, basically saying, I will be better. I will be healed. Like my body is healing right now. And so that was kind of part of the mental part of the battle that they face there, is bringing artists in because music can ignite hope, music can ignite passion. It can really put something inside of you that you didn't even know was possible. And so that was kind of one of the first times that we met, and we had this awesome house by the water. It wasn't anything like super fancy, but it was beautiful. And I remember that was the first time I actually like co-wrote with anybody. And so we wrote a song together that we were kind of working towards possibly for their future albums. So it was a really cool experience. And then throughout, we had several mutual connections, and we all kind of just did some shows together here and there, and just really connected with them and vibed with them as people and friends. And so we were like, hey, let's do some writing together. Let's like maybe get me something solid out there. So that's where this song came from.
It's one of the best things about the industry. And, when I go there every year for CRS, for the country radio seminar, we get to shake hands and set up and do the interviews at the Omni. You just never know who you're going to run into or who you're going to pass in the hallway. And like, that's so cool that the industry now is becoming, I think, more, and even back then too, when I talked to the 90s stars too, collaboration is so important out there, and you can't get anywhere without it. But that's just cool how that came together, right?
It's all relationship based for sure. And I think, especially as artists, because, we're usually the more sensitive, intuitive types, and, we pick up a lot on people and vibe. And I think that it's really cool when that just happens organically and you connect with people. I know for us, we were all kind of raised pretty similar, with like pretty conservative, sometimes homeschooled upbringings. And so we love to make our inside jokes, and it's, I don't know, I love them. They're family to me. So.
Yeah, and they're funny too, no doubt.
They're definitely hilarious. I think that's something, if you've never been around a group of songwriters who crack jokes, like it is live television. Like it is, the wit and the way that everybody thinks is so quick, and it's so funny, and it's like out of left field constantly. And sometimes you're almost like, I need a break. Like I need to go in calmer mental areas, because you guys are constant. They're so funny. They're hilarious.
You mentioned something really cool there, and I love it too, because without the songwriters, there is no song. And there's nobody to record it. And with this EP, tell me about some of the highlights. You're excited to get this music into
Yeah.
the fans' hands here September 29th. Great writing
Mhm.
there. You mentioned with Love and Theft. And I mean, it goes to show in the song Rivers, which is kind of the tease leading up to the EP. Tell us
Mhm.
about the arrangement and how excited you are to get this in
Yeah.
the hands of your fans.
Yeah. So it kind of started with Rivers. I was like, okay, I know I want to do a song with you guys, but while we're writing, there was just I had stuff, everybody has stuff that happens to them in life, and
Hmm.
just experiences and lessons. And I think as an artist, I've kind of gotten to this point where it's more so like, I want to make this, I want to operate out of this. I want to take
Hmm.
any growth or negative experience that turned to growth, and I want to make that into a song where I can just kind of talk about it, and then therefore enable other people to kind of join me in the journey, understand they're not alone, and then also kind of be like, hey, let's let's go, let's grow, and
Hmm.
let's go beyond this. And so I think there's something to be said about taking experiences in life and making them into songs. The finest songwriters are either highly empathetic, or they've been through some trenches. And
Hmm.
so some of the most beautiful pieces of art can come from the lowest moments. And so I said for my first release, there was a key couple of songs that I was like, I want to write this out. And so
Hmm.
with Rivers, it was like we were just talking, like, man, you know what? People are just people. Like, sometimes they're your best friend, and then you find out they aren't your best friend, and then you find out, like, the more you're driving and getting better, they're either
Hmm.
talking behind you, or they're jealous of you. It's just like, man, I just want to write about this. And
Hmm.
so I was on the phone with Steven in the car, and he was like, I kind of have this, like, this is like the hook. And
Hmm.
so we started talking back and forth on speakerphone, and that's how that kind of started. And I was like, okay, so we just gradually started adding to it until we finally got in the studio and just hammered it out. And that was such a cool thing. And then the same thing, so for the rest of the songs, they were more so just like my solo project, but
Hmm.
um we all wrote together on it, and it was one of the ones that I'm gonna share with y'all is
Hmm.
called As Much As You Love Her. And that was probably that's like my journal piece, like my most intimate, like,
Hmm.
hey, let me share this with you guys. And genuinely, it's about loving somebody who is an addict. And
Hmm.
because so many times we have the other woman, the other man,
Hmm.
there's the anger songs about that, whatever, there's all these valid feelings, but what happens when that thing, it's a thing, not a person. And so there's not as many validating songs about that. And so it's not a happy song. It doesn't have a happy ending. I'm not digging my keys into his car or breaking in his windows, or it's just like, no, like, this is where we're at. And
Hmm.
I can't tell you how many folks have messaged me, have contacted me, just sending out to a couple
Hmm.
of friends that I knew were kind of going through some stuff. They feel seen, and they feel heard and understood, and they're that lonely place isn't so lonely anymore. And so
Hmm.
I I threw that one on there. It's kind of like a yeesh, but also
Hmm.
I'm really proud of it. And I love that the guys and I mean, I don't know if they want me saying this, but we were all kind of in tears when we recorded it. I was sobbing, and like I was just tearing up, and you can hear it in the recording at the
Yeah.
end, like the last line, you can definitely hear it. And then Steven's like, don't make me cry. And so we were all but you can tell that's a good song when you can, like, get that
Hmm.
out, and that is tangible raw emotion.
Hmm.
That's a good song. So
Well, and you said it right there. It's coming from two of the best in the industry who've been doing it for a long time, who know the industry like the back of their hand. That
mhm.
means something right there. When you can put and make, and I say this, guys can cry and guys can be emotional too at the same
Oh, yeah.
time. Forget all that rough stuff, and it's
Yeah.
happened before. Um, and something beautiful can come out of it too. That's a very raw moment, and I'm gonna let you share that with us here right now. Perfect segue here on the show here. After this timeout, I got to take a quick break, let you collect the bearings, and of course, coming back here, Julia James here on the Backstage Pass presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at Honky Tonk Texas. Performance coming up here. Stay tuned for more.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, back here on the show, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's here in Texas after 5 Central Time. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Julia James here on the Backstage Pass, presented by Banktail Whiskey and our friends at Honky Tonk Texas. It is all yours, and put us to tears.
Yeah. All right.
Take it away. What are we going to hear?
So this song is called As Much As You Love Her.
Here we go.
You come home late at night. She's always around the right. And I know it's pointless to say a word, and so I just keep it inside. You keep saying it's the last time, but I know that's a lie. 'Cause I can smell it on your breath, forehead kiss. I can see you in your eyes. And I wish you kiss me the way you kiss her. And I wish you craved me the way you long for her. I wish that you wanted me the way you need her. And I wish you loved me as much as you love her. You go to her in the dark times, and when you're feeling right, and I can't compete with how she makes you feel, how she numbs the pain. I can't match her height, and I would ask you to choose her or me. But I can't face the truth, 'cause I know you and I know what the answer would be. And I wish you kiss me the way you kiss her. I wish you craved me the way you long for her. I wish that you wanted me the way you need her. I wish that you loved me as much as you love her. And why can't you let it go? Just say no. Hell, if I don't know now, maybe I never know. Never know, I may never, ever know why you don't kiss me the way you kiss her. And why you don't crave me the way you long for her. I wish that you wanted me that you loved me as much as you love her. I wish that you loved me as much as you love her.
I'll say it 100 times here on the show. That's why I do what I do here on this. And I know it's Friday too, and we can all get a little sentimental here and there, but that's music to its core right there. And if you can't feel that in your heart, then I don't know what words, man, deep right to the core of something right there that is called music right there from Julia James here on the Backstage Pass presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, Honky Tonk Texas out there, hightidecountry.net, streaming radio. And again, thank you guys for listening. 22,000 listeners last month alone, and keep it going for us out there across all those digital platforms, meeting new artists like Julia James out there too. So let me ask you this, when did it kind of, that music bug for you, it just feels like it came natural from a young age? Were you performing? Did you get into music in maybe the 4 to 5 to 6, 7 range? You just like singing in talent shows? When did
yeah, there was a little bit of that. If I wasn't in the grease pig contest in the pedal pusher club, then I was probably going to be found at the 4-H. Yeah, so the 4-H, my variety of competitions ranged from that to the talent show where I would sing. I remember my first talent show I ever did. I sang and played a song I wrote. I think I was like 11 or 12, and it was the novelty category because you can play an instrument and you can sing and then whatever. So the people I was competing against were dressed up and singing. And I got second place that first time. And I remember being so like, what? And keep in mind, there was 3 total contestants. So I think I was like, again, is this a song I wrote that I played, that I sang? But it's all, if anything, that was a really good lesson for me back then, just realizing, you know what? The consumer in general is a very relative term, and just that you can't be defined. It's like, how many times are you rejected or things shot down? Or things overlooked and unappreciated, and that should not be stopping you. Because like, how many times have you experienced like, oh, okay, here we have a wall, we hit a wall. Well, is it a wall or do I just keep going? Like Wreck-It Ralph, that wall. Yeah. So
many you're talking. Yes.
Look at Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln. So many of these people in history who accomplished incredible things hit adversity over and over and over and over again. And so I think of that first talent show that I did, it's like, okay, I was thinking like, this is so like, what? I don't get how it compares, but it's like, no, actually at the end of the day, people, they vary in their consumership. And some people have different things they're consuming or different tastes or priorities. And so I think if anything, it's like, no, know who you are, know what you got, know what you love to do. If you love to do it, do it, do it.
That's why many sleepless nights thinking about the brand, thinking about what's next as you do writing a song. Right. And Wreck-It Ralph, what a great comparison right there too.
Now say that 4 times fast, I dare you, but
no doubt. We'll take a quick time out here too. She's got one more for us here on the show, and I've got some more questions for her, and we could probably go on all day because her and I've got to become really good friends over the past week or so as we put this together. We've talked outside of this on the phone, and definitely just a lot more about music, about life in general, and goals and things like that too for Julia as an artist and for myself as a show. And this is cool too as well. I love it, just meeting new artists and great people like Julia James here on the Backstage Pass. Quick timeout word from our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. I want to make some tonight. I'm going to a birthday party. If you want to do that, get your order in at bangtail.com or easyliquor.com. Live Oak in Nashville. Every time I go there, I go to Live Oak, I play washers, and I just go over there and get my glass of Bangtail Whiskey, drink it with my buddies, and all my favorite people out there too. Love Nashville, love Broadway. I take it with me everywhere I go out there too. If you haven't gotten into it, I don't know what you're waiting for out there too, because it is the whiskey of the Backstage Pass here. And of course, our friends at Honky Tonk Texas. More with Julia James. Hang tight, coming right back.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, we're back next week, Wednesday, here on the show. We're going to take a couple of days off, Monday and Tuesday. I got enticed to go to a baseball game, so I'm going to do that and hopefully pull the Houston Astros, control their own destiny to win the American West. Root them on. I got to put the jersey on in a while, hope it still fits, and get out there and enjoy some baseball at Minute Maid Park as our buddy got tickets. And I said, yeah, we'll just go. We'll have a good time. Back Wednesday of next week, Simon Cloud coming by here on the show, another fantastic artist. Colby Acuff next week. He's doing some big things. And Mira Godo next week, too, as well. Good friend of the show, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We set him up. We knock him down here on the show. Back here with Julia James, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and her friends at Honky Tonk, Texas. She's got the guitar. I'm going to turn it over to her. I love the first song. What's next? I can't wait to hear it.
All right. Yeah. I just figured I'd give, since we're talking about Rivers and the single that dropped, figure I'd give this one out there to y'all. But just gonna, you can hear that?
I sure can.
All right, perfect.
Sure can.
All right. Like I said, I was kind of doubting myself after technical difficulties and my lack of technical knowledge. But anyway, yeah. So I wrote this song and love having the guys on the track. Of course, you know, they make everything sound good. They're like the sparkle on all things. But so that being said, this is my duet with myself. Normally, Stephen Barker-Lyle's on the other end, but
no doubt.
But yeah, definitely encourage you guys to check it out. It's wherever digital music is streamed or sold, downloaded. If you like it, share it, and just know it's for you. If you've ever been on the other end of people running their mouth and breaking you down with their words, doubting you, talking any kind of smack, just know we have to, and this one's for you.
There we go.
Rivers and words go round and round, try the best to make it drown, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, rivers and words go round and round, try the best to break it down, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, they go round and around. Oh, oh, oh. Some of them love you as much as they need you. Some just want you to be with you on time. God forbid you stumble, drop the ball or fumble, and you see who's with you and who's really not. Spreads like wildfire, your eyes and in my words, singing like a choir, quiet when they're caught. Loving me right to my face, tap me when I leave the place. They don't know I know who's with me and who's not. Rivers and words go round and round, try the best to make it drown, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, rivers and words go round and round, try the best to make it drown, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, they go round and around. Oh, 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 oh. And some just wanna see you fail, ride the wave on your red coattail. Everything's a smooth sail until you hit the rocks. Hard times show the hard truth, who loves you and who's used you, and who's really with you and who's really not. Rivers and words go round and round, try the best to make it drown, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, rivers and words go round and round, try the best to bring it down, flowing soft to crashing loud. Rivers and words go round, they go round and around. Rivers and words go round and round, but I won't let crashing down. Rivers and words go round. Rivers and words go round and round. Try the best to break it down. Low and soft are crashing down. Rivers and words go round. They go round and around. Rivers and words go around.
Friday night, and it's the weekend, and there's a show near you somewhere, but a show that's got to have Julia James in it. And that's what we got to find out this weekend. I love everything about you. You're an artist. You define what artist is all about, no doubt. And I'm saying that it's complimentary because I try to find the best talent. I don't try. I do find the best talent here. Backstage Pass, again, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com, and of course, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. And of course, Hockey Talk Texas out there too. Writing is so original there. And you mentioned that's for everybody who's been through something. I mean, the chorus explains it all in that one too. And I can't wait for Rivers, the EP, to come out September 29th to find out what else is on there too as well. Hey, I got to have a little fun with you too, because I already know I'm going to have you back. You know, we're huge friends with the guys at Love and Theft, and love Steven and definitely Eric, and great show. We talked reel to reel when it came down to it. I mean, music business, no doubt about it, but we turned over a lot of stones on their episode too. We had a little fun with a little thing I like to call rapid fire, and just throw a bunch of questions out there, throw against the wall, see what sticks. All right, what makes Julia tick as far as hobbies away from music? What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I'm a mom. I have 3 beautiful babies.
Mm-hmm.
I homeschool 2 of them, so we have a lot of adventures together doing that. Fitness is what keeps me sane. I love the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Love hanging out and working out with my family, and my hubby too. He my bestie for sure.
Bestie.
But also, I love to shoot. I'm a gun nut, and so I like to talk guns, shoot guns. I work for a rep, and that's another fun thing I do is I love to share my just the strength and the empowerment that comes in being an American who can protect themselves, especially with women. So that's one of my favorite things to do.
You know, speaking of that too, and I'll ask you about your favorite gun in a second, but the female movement, country music right now, Lainey Wilson killing it. You look at Carly Pierce, Ashley McBride, names go on and on. Lindsay L., who's a shredder on guitar, got to meet her a couple of years ago. There's an artist that maybe people know about called 20. She's doing big things out there from the UK, and now embarking on Nashville to chase her dreams. Give me the thoughts on the female movement country music right now.
Well, I can tell you, I actually saw Lainey Wilson 2 weeks ago, whenever she was in Tuscaloosa. So I saw her for the first time, and I will say what I love about her is she just was so genuine. Like she took the time, and the things that she wrote and she cared about, you could tell that her as an artist, she was humble. She was, she cherished that moment she was there, and she works hard. And I think it's awesome. Seeing females in country music, it's a good thing. It's an awesome thing. But what I love the most is a lot of the things that are being talked about, and a lot of just the self-worth things. And it's very, very powerful, because you, especially as an artist, have such a pull on girls going through so many self-discovery changes and tides and turns, especially in the adolescent years. So just seeing her and that impact on those girls and how they loved and adored her, but yet she's speaking these messages of value and positive hope. It was just really cool to see. And I think that that's definitely a powerful, powerful position to be in. And it's great seeing some women out there kicking ass doing it accordingly.
Yeah, that's why she's up for a lot of the CMA nominations coming up here in November. And that's, like I said, people always ask, bust your ass, and good things happen out there too as well. And she's done that. And she's such a great person. I got to meet her and take some photos with her in Nashville last year, country radio seminar, which I love covering every year. Just down to earth, hell of an artist. And when you see her live, you get your tickets worth. So buy those tickets and support all the artists out there too, but especially female country artists with an attitude. She's got that too as well, no doubt. All right, favorite gun to shoot? Handgun, rifle? What do you like doing? Shotgun?
Okay, it just depends on what we're doing. But
all right.
I'm a huge fan of the 1911. I love the 1911 for target shooting.
Okay.
I'm going to have to just go ahead and say, I don't know, but I've shot a Smith & Wesson 500. I love a good hand cannon. I'm not going to lie. That was a really good time. Also, a Medusa, a Beretta Medusa. That Beretta is
Beretta.
yeah, just a 50 cal girl. I love
the strength and empowerment. I'd say who can protect is a badass. I love
yeah,
that.
well, that's my favorite thing. It's like I love showing. I mean, and I have to give a plug. Black Ring Ordnance. They make a solid 5.56, 308 non-mil, whatever. It's so many, but yeah, I actually went to armory school this last year, and I got to learn all the fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, here's something fun. First song ever. It could be a cover. First song ever to sing live on a stage, any stage.
Okay, so the first real big show, I did the national anthem. We have this thing called B100 Birthday Party here, and it's like the big country music fest. And so me and my sister, actually, we and another friend, we ended up we sang the national anthem for it, and it was like there was like 40,000 people there. It was nerve-wracking. So I like to say that was like probably like one of the most impactful things as far as a real stage with like a real crowd. That was probably my first one.
I like that.
So
all right.
The only time I get nervous is singing the national anthem and singing for weddings and funerals, because I'm like, there's no redo of this. I'm either like, it's for whatever reason, that's the only time that I'm like, don't screw this up, dude.
I love it. All right. Favorite beverage to wind up or wind down? And in conjunction with that, favorite food. What do you like to eat?
Okay. Gosh. I love spicy food. So anything that catches my face on fire, I'm a fan. So it could be like wasabi, horseradish. It could be spice. So as much as, I love me some good chicken wings. I love meat in general. So, as long as I can slather it in hot sauce or it's cooked that way, I'm just golden, which was my favorite thing about Texas, mind you. That was, there's no shortage of finding a good steak, good slab of meat. So I'm like, this is a good spot. I love this spot.
Texas has got a lot to offer, no doubt about it, too. I love that one, too. All right, if you won the lottery, one of the big ones over the next few years, what's the first thing you do with the cash option, the first installment?
I think I would I would build my mom a house.
Okay.
I'd build her like a dream house and just get my parents all their needs. They actually work full-time in ministry, and my dad is he runs the whole law enforcement ministry. And so they every single penny that they have comes in on support, but they work 5 times as hard for it. And I just know that they've always, there was 9 of us kids growing up, and my mom schooled us all, and except for my youngest brother through high school. But man, talk about 2 people that are just constantly they would give the shirt off their back, even if they had no other shirts. Like they're very giving people. And I would spoil the heck out of my parents for sure.
I love that too. Well, you got it all. I'm telling you right now. So glad we got to meet last week, and thanks for giving me a holler and really talking about everything, your dreams, your goals. I believe in you as an artist too. That's why I had to have you here on the show, and definitely anything a part of the guys there who are best friends of mine, Steven, Eric, Love and Theft. Keep grinding. You keep working hard. Good things happen on the other side. I'm going to say it again. Rivers comes out, EP from Julia James, September 29th. So make sure you guys put that in your calendar to go download wherever you download or stream music out there across all the digital service providers out there. You stay in touch with me. Come back anytime. Maybe we can do a recap here in a month or two as the EP goes out. And, of course, see what response it's going to get. And it's going to be fantastic from a lot of people out there. And, again, thanks so much for being here on the show. Looking forward to connecting real soon here again, and tell the boys I said hello.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Brandon.
You got it. Julia James, again, Rivers comes out September 29th. A lot of Love and Theft, collaboration of some good songwriting out there, too, on that EP, and some great songs for your downloading pleasure out there, too. We're off Monday and Tuesday, of course, back Wednesday of next week. Simon Clow, Colby Acuff, another fantastic artist. If you've not heard of him, go look him up. And, of course, Miragoto coming by next week on Friday, September 22nd. We're off this week for football. Next week, we're back September 22nd, CajunCountryRadio.com with the call there, of course, and keep supporting our sponsors out there. Bangtail Whiskey and Honky Tonk Texas couldn't do what we do here without our sponsors. Go check out Julia James across all the social media and download the single Rivers right now as we speak. We're back next week on the Backstage Pass. Until